This is the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Tuesday, the 28th of February, last day of meteorological winter. How about that? But winter's not over yet. I'm James Spann. We've got some active weather after this gorgeous day today. Some risk of strong storms basically on a daily basis through Friday. The main focus will be Friday morning as we go along. So let's take a look at the upper air pattern this afternoon. Ridging over the Gulf. Got this trough coming into the Pacific Northwest. That's the one that will ultimately bring those active storms later this week. But again today, just beautiful weather across Alabama. A good supply of sunshine across the state. Temperatures are well above average. We've got upper 70s for the northern half of the state. Low to mid 80s for South Alabama. Look at Mobile, Dothan, Montgomery at 83. Birmingham and Huntsville 76. Will stay mild through Friday. Obviously, nothing happening on radar this afternoon, so let's take a look at the watch warning map across the country today. And you can see we've got most of the issues in the western states. Winter storm watches, warnings, blizzard warnings for the mountains of California. We've got red flag warnings for parts of West Texas, New Mexico, Kansas, and Colorado. And that will ultimately be lifting out, providing some pretty unsettled weather here for the rest of the week. No severe storms expected through tonight, but tomorrow we have a risk of severe storms defined from near Dallas-Fort Worth all the way to Knoxville, Tennessee, and Asheville, North Carolina. In Alabama, there's been some adjustments made. First off, the severe weather threat has been dropped south of Birmingham tomorrow. And this is a low-end threat anyway, but we have a marginal risk from Interstate 20 north, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston north. And also the SPC guys have introduced a level 2 out of 5 risk over the northwestern corner of the state. Athens, the Shoals, Russellville. And the main concern tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, hail and strong gusty winds. We don't expect a tornado problem. And then on day 3, which is Thursday, we have an enhanced risk from central Texas into parts of Mississippi. And again, as you look at this outlook, this extends until 6 a.m. Friday. And there's no doubt we could see some thunderstorms on Thursday, but the main dynamics will be coming in here Friday morning. This is the severe weather outlook after 6 a.m. Friday, and much of the state, except for the southwestern corner, in a risk of severe storms. We'll talk much more about the timing and the threats as we go through modeling here. Here's the rain for the next 7 days, and again, a gradient. Heaviest rain near the Tennessee state line. Rain amounts there about 2 inches, but not much at all for South Alabama. And this is between now and Tuesday of next week. For Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Gadsden, rain amounts about 1 inch. So model fans, here we go, the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 4, March 1st, first day of meteorological spring. You can see that very deep trough digging down through the southwest United States. Las Vegas down toward Los Angeles and San Diego. That's what's going to bring the active weather later this week. And tomorrow, as moisture increases, the air will be unstable and we'll have the chance of scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms. It will not rain everywhere, but where the storms do form, they could be strong with a chance of small hail, strong gusty winds. Highs upper 70s and low 80s, much like today. So just be aware there could be a few strong storms around tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So this is Thursday. The main surface low to watch is that one that's near Sherman Denison, Texas, near the Red River. That's under 1,000 millibars. And again, the air will be unstable for Alabama on Thursday. This is the instability Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and that's certainly sufficient for strong storms, but there's not much in the way of wind dynamics, kinematic energy. So we're not overly concerned about the chance of severe storms during the day Thursday. There could be some strong storms, but clearly the better dynamic support well to the west of the state. The greatest concern will be Friday morning. And again, you can see that trough that was over the southwest begins to lift out, rotating in negative tilt fashion, very strong wind fields, and that is quite favorable for severe storms here. The dynamics are very impressive. The surface look, this is Friday morning at 6 o'clock. Surface low near St. Louis, well under 1,000 millibars. And at that point, we should have a batch of storms beginning to push into West Alabama early Friday morning. Instability values, we've seen different looks here. This particular run, not overly impressive, and typically the air, of course, is more stable at 6 o'clock in the morning. But as we saw with Oklahoma's situation Sunday night, the dynamics can overcome the lack of thermodynamics, and you can still have damaging winds and maybe a few tornadoes. This is the lightning flash density product off the European. It's a little slower than the GFS. It's got the storm still really hanging back over the Mississippi Delta. And if we're seeing a trend in modeling, it's toward a later arrival time. So keep in mind we might be adjusting these times a little bit. We'll open up the window for strong to severe storms. Now, this is Friday morning, all right? We're talking to you Tuesday. This is Friday morning from 4 until 7 a.m. over West Alabama. For Birmingham, Montgomery, Huntsville, the window between 6 and 9 a.m. And then for East Alabama, the window 8 until 11. And based on the latest modeling, we might want to adjust those a little bit, maybe by an hour. It might be noon before the storms get out of here, but clearly it's going to be a Friday morning event. And again, we'll adjust the timing. And again, once we get within 60 hours, we get the CAMs, the high-resolution convection allowing models. We'll have a much better idea of how this will play out, but very high confidence that we're going to have a line of storms racing through the state Friday morning with potential for damaging straight-line wind and possibly a few tornadoes. The greatest concern is the damaging straight-line wind, and gradient winds away from storms are going to be very high. So there's concern over power outages Friday morning. It's going to be a rough start to the day. So again, just be aware, Friday morning it's going to be a rough ride as the day begins. And then Friday afternoon at 4, it's out of here. The sky clears. High should be in the 60s. Should be in sunshine by mid to late afternoon. This is Saturday as the weekend begins. Looks good. A sunny day. We start the day in the 30s and 40s. Highs will be in the 60s. And Sunday, a sunny day. Lows, 30s and 40s. Again, highs in the 60s. So the weekend looks nice. This is Monday of next week. Should be a mostly sunny day with highs back in the 70s. And this is a week from today, Tuesday the 7th of March, that upper high persisting over the Gulf. And again, evidence maybe a few showers over the northern part of the state, but probably not that many. Let's go out 10 days. This is Friday of next week, the 10th of March. And again, we've got ridging just off to the west, and that looks pretty quiet. So at the moment, next week looking relatively quiet. We're not seeing any major severe weather signals or heavy rain signals for now. This is rain for Birmingham off the European ensemble for the next 15 days. This valid through March 15th. The mean, a little over 3 inches. That's the green line. Temperatures coming from the national blend of models. And this is for Birmingham. Well up in the 70s through Thursday. Highs backing in the 60s for the weekend, then mostly 70s next week. However, look here. This is the brand new 8 to 14 day guidance just in. This is for March 8th through the 14th, and for the first time in how long, we're in the blue. Temperatures below average. And again, yesterday, our friends at the CPC put out this statement, if you didn't see it on the morning video. And again, it's very busy, but the bottom line is a pattern flip seems inevitable, and that's going to bring some pretty chilly air down here for the latter half of March. And how cold, will there be any snow risk? We don't know that yet, but again, you can see the headline there, increased potential for a pattern change is ongoing below. Temperatures over the west may overspread most of the remainder of the lower 48. So and this is not, it shouldn't surprise anybody. I say this all the time. We always have some very sharp late season cold snaps in March and first half of April here. So we'll be watching as that unfolds. Hey, let's roll some Pepsi Kid Cam video in Reform, Alabama, Pickens County homeschoolers. This is the group at Friendship Baptist Church today in Reform. Had a great time. The West Alabama Homeschool Association had the mamas and the daddies, and ooh, look at that cake. Look at that old guy sitting on top of that cake. That's slightly awesome. But they were just great today. Big crowd. So again, to everybody with the West Alabama Homeschool Association and Reform at Friendship Baptist Church, thanks a lot for a great visit. And then, look at the sixth graders here. You know these guys are good. Jones Valley Middle School in Birmingham had a great time today. And ooh, look at that cake. It's been a bonanza for cakes today. That's outstanding. But the teachers out there are just so good, and those kids were so attentive, and they were just great learners today. They were soaking it up and talked a lot about the great science of meteorology. So again, to all my buddies at Jones Valley in Birmingham, thanks a lot for a great visit earlier today. All right, that'll wrap it up today. We have notes on the blog, alabamawx.com. And let's see, tomorrow I will be at Montevallo, Elementary School, and then Children's of Alabama, program there for the patients and their families. Thursday, going to Boaz Intermediate School, home of the Pirates, up in Marshall County, and then Green Valley Elementary in Hoover. Friday, the schedule has me going to Rock Quarry in Tuscaloosa, but due to severe weather, that probably will have to be postponed, which happens for this time of the year. Hey, we invite you to watch us over on TV, across the hall, Studio A, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.